G'day, ZiggyD here, and today I have for you guys a guide to a build that I think is the best choice for a new player to Fallout 4, or for any player who just wants to ensure that they'll be able to see as much of what the game has to offer as possible. This is the ultimate generalist build. It has been constructed carefully to be able to get all of the major feature perks, including all of the crafting types, lockpicking, hacking, and settlement building. It'll also be able to use just about any weapon type decently, though because this character is a jack of all trades, don't expect to excel in any one area early on in the game. However, because of all the freeform growth that Fallout 4 offers, you can take this base build in just about any direction you want, and this build is actually perfect for that as well. You'll be able to get a little taste of everything, and then you can decide which areas to continue specializing in. If you're interested in more niche builds, then let me know and I can create some of those as well. So first up, let's run through the starting special stats and I'll explain why I've selected each amount. This special distribution is designed to be as lean as possible to just get each of the major feature perks, for example the ones that unlock major skills and crafting. With some stats, I've planned around early game available bobbleheads or special books that grow your stats in order to distribute the points as efficiently as possible. So with this in mind, here's the starting stats and what you get from each. Strength starts at 3. This grants you early access to the Armorer perk, which lets you modify your clothing and armor. This is a useful skill perk for just about anyone, as it allows you to get better protection from both damage, energy weapons, and radiation earlier on, and it also allows you to have more precise control over your armor, instead of relying on randomized drops. If you find yourself favoring melee weapons, then you can easily grow strength to 4 to unlock blacksmithing to craft melee weapon mods. Higher strength totals are nice because of the boost to melee damage and carry weight, but they are not essential by any stretch, so we can stay pretty lean on the strength stat for this build. Perception starts at 4 for lockpicking, which gets you into a ton of cool places and nets you a ton of extra loot and XP. A perception bobblehead is available very early on in the main story quest, you pretty much can't miss it, so this will grow you to 5 perception within a few levels, unlocking the explosive perk. And explosives are very fun in this game, guys, trust me. Endurance starts at 5. Now technically you can get away with 1 endurance, but the game will be a lot harder, and if you're a newer player I recommend going for 5. Having a good amount of endurance first off gives you more HP, and it also allows you to sprint for longer. Life Giver and Toughness are both great defensive perks. The surprisingly useful one, however, is Water Boy/Water Girl. For 1 level, this perk removes radiation from travelling through water, which tends to happen a lot, and it also allows you to breathe underwater as well. This lets you explore more freely, opens up new attack avenues, and lets you search for extra loot. Charisma starts at 5, but we grow it to 6 almost immediately using the special book within the first hour or so of gameplay. You can learn where to find the special book in the video linked in the description below. This amount of charisma gives you access to perks for Dogmeat if you choose to have him as your companion, or Lone Wanderer if you choose not to have any companions at all. Ladykiller/Black Widow are also great because they help you with speech checks as well as giving you some extra damage, though Black Widow tends to win out a little bit here as there are more men in the wasteland in general. Females tend to have the slight advantage. If you find yourself getting pretty interested in the settlement system, then Local Leader is huge. It allows you to set up trade routes and even open up shops in your settlements that can earn you extra caps and offer powerful gear. Having a decent charisma score in general is quite useful as well, as it allows you to succeed more often when trying to convince NPCs in conversations. This can earn you more caps from quests, or can even unlock new ways to solve quests. Intelligence starts at 7. This is a very important stat, as it not only has some great perks associated with it, but every point of intelligence gives you bonus XP whenever you earn any. Because there is no level cap in Fallout 4, this means you'll be much stronger in the long run. Some builds will even favour starting with 9 intelligence for this reason alone, but as this is a jack of all trades beginner build, we want to really front load our options to the early game as much as possible, and we don't want to have an overly weak early game either. I think it's worth losing some growth speed for a much better start. Important perks associated with intelligence are Gun Nut for gun mod crafting, an essential skill to be sure, Hacker, which is similar to lockpicking but for computers, and Science, which allows you to craft some advanced modifications. Pretty much every perk on intelligence up to 8 is actually quite good, except maybe Vans, which is maybe only helpful to brand new Fallout players. It's essentially an additional navigation help for quests. Agility starts at 3, which gives us access to Sneak. Even if you don't plan on being a sneaky ninja, it's very useful for stealing things, accessing new areas, avoiding too dangerous enemies, getting better positions for combat, and most importantly, for getting powerful sneak attacks on enemies. Those sneak attacks can really make a big difference in fights. Now luck starts at only 1. Luck is not a bad stat by any stretch, in fact it's incredibly powerful for some special builds, but for the generalist build such as this, there is nothing we really need from luck, and you won't be able to leverage the powerful criticals very well either, at least not very early on. Those points are much better off spent elsewhere in the beginning. and you can always boost luck later on if you find yourself favouring a more sniper style approach. So to run back over it, strength starts at 3, perception starts at 4 with a bobblehead boosting it to 5 almost straight away, endurance starts at 5, charisma starts at 5 with the special book boosting it to 6 in the first hour of gameplay, intelligence starts at 7, agility 3, and luck 1. Now how you grow your jack of all trades build as you explore the wasteland is mostly up to you. As you start to interact with various systems like crafting and settlements, then you can invest into the related perks that sound interesting to you. This is a great chance to just explore the game mechanics and do it in a really organic way that feels right to you without ever feeling like you're missing out on anything. Early on, however, some perks such as sneak, lockpicking, and hacking are great choices as they are useful immediately. Combat and survivability perks can be taken whenever you like, but you should try to identify a weapon type you enjoy and take at least 1 point in the related damage boosting perk by around level 10. Keep in mind that many of the crafting perks won't become too useful until about after level 10. This is because you'll still have access to early mods that don't need a perk, and because you won't actually have many raw materials to craft with until later on anyway. So try and take things that give you solid early benefits first, and then grow as you feel like it as you progress. So guys, I think this should be a very solid starting build for a lot of you guys that really just want to experience it as much as this game has to offer, because there's just so many different things to do in this game. If you guys have any questions about the build or any suggestions of other builds you'd like to see, then let me know in the comments below. That's it for now, I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.